It's essential to me to have things that are multi-purpose in my bug out bag. Now, a lot of you guys know that. You know that we should have, items that have more than one use. But for me, that also includes food items. And a lot of you are probably sitting back right now, why would he say food items as a multi-use item? They're food. That's what they are. For me, there's ways you can go about making your food items useful in more than one way. And I'm going to give you a couple examples because today I'm working on my bag, changing out some food and trying to make it better. Now, we'll be talking about containers first. So I'm going to be taking everything I show you today and putting them in Nalgene containers. Now, these are Nalgene brand. They're food safe. You can buy them for $2 or $3 depending on where you go, online or at stores. And they're just great because they're watertight, airtight, and you don't have to worry about your food getting all over your bag. Now let's talk about what items I'm speaking on. Now, like I said, I want multi-use items, and that includes my food. So let's talk about the first item I'm going to be putting in my pack today, which is coconut oil. And you're probably thinking, what is coconut oil? Coconut oil is the rind or the oils that come in from a coconut, just like you see from Gilligan's Island. You can use this thing for lubricating your tools, your firearms, and a lot of different things to keep rust away. Now, I'm not saying it's as good as like frog lube or anything like that, but in a pinch, it'll do. You can also use it to cook with. I can take a little clump of that, throw it in a pan, use it to stir fry, use it to give a little bit of flavor to my food, use it to give me a little bit of calories. And speaking of calories, this thing is that. It's like a hard lard full of calories. You can take a spoon, you can eat it. Now, I don't really recommend eating all of it at once, but you can. It's just full calories and it's good for you. It has vitamins, it has minerals. You can use it like a lip balm. You can use it to keep the weather off your face. You can use it to keep yourself from getting chapped lips, cracked hands, and things of that nature. You can use it to lubricate traps. You can use it to bait traps. It's an all-around good item for you to have. And I'm just going to melt this down here in a little bit, and I'll show you how I do that, and put it in one of those containers. The next item, the item that everyone should have anywhere, this is honey. Now, I recommend having honey from a local source because bees go in and out into the different types of foliage you have, and it helps build up an immunity for yourself when you eat those plants so you don't have to deal with allergies. Also, honey is liquid calories just like the coconut oil. You can eat it to make things taste better. You can add it to a meal to make something sweeter. You can eat it plain and just get some good old calories to go when you need the energy. Now, honey can also be used as an antiseptic. If you get a cut, you can put it over the wound. It will keep things out of the cut and it'll help you heal. Another item we're going to talk about is spices. Lots of different spices. Now, I prefer to have things like salt and pepper. Now, pepper has multiple uses in that it'll keep away certain animals from places you don't want it because they don't like the smell. Also, salt you can use to cure meat. You can use it to make things taste better. It helps you because it is a mineral your body needs. I like to have garlic and onion, and sometimes when I mix these things for my pack, I might mix up 2 or 3 spices in one of these little containers, like this one right here. When I'm ready to cook, I can just turn it, use this all at once, not take up as much space, and have a good meal. Another thing I'd recommend for you guys to have in your bag is something like this. You're probably thinking, what is that? Well, it's for tea. Some people call it a tea ball, some people, there's all sorts of names for it, I should just say that. But you can put things like coffee grounds in there. You can grab pine needles and munch them up and put them inside there. And then you can boil and get vitamins and minerals from things without having to worry about all that sediment in your water. Without having to worry about filtering out the particles when you're trying to take a drink out in the woods. And a lot of people will know that from backpacking. I'm a huge backpacker, and it helps. So let me go ahead and I'm going to start melting this coconut oil and show you how I put it in the bottle. So this isn't rocket science, but there is a method to it. First thing I'm going to do is grab the bottle, and I am going to take off the little plastic piece. I know, common sense, but some people like to see all the steps. Next thing I'm going to do is run some hot water. Now we don't want to get boiling water. We don't want to get anything that's going to cause this to cook or degrade because it's been cooked. I'm just going to wait till this starts steaming. And I'm going to get a container. And here pretty soon it's too hot to be to the touch. I'll grab my container. I will put the bottle in here. And I'm going to fill it up till it covers it. Now I'm just going to let it sit. Alright, it looks to me like it's just about ready to be poured. So I will take out my container and I will pull the jar out. Sit it right here for me to use. And you're going to notice there's a lot of liquid in there. That's what we want. So we're going to open up our Nalgene bottle. Just sit it here aside. Open our bottle. And very carefully, just starting to pull it in there. Now you might have to do this 2 or 3 times until you get all of it out of there. Now that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to maximize this. Trying to get the most space out of here because this will solidify inside this bottle. Just want to give you guys a different angle here. You can see that's all the way melted. It stops looking like that lard and turns more into an oil. And that's what I'm looking for here. I finish pouring some in here. All the way to the top. About to there. That's good enough. Now let's do the same thing to the honey. Working with honey can definitely be a lot more messy and a lot more sticky. So just keep that in mind. And I just do the same method. Warm water inside a pot. And I just stick this in here. And I'll put it up here for you guys to see. And I'm just going to let it sit. And you can see I just use the same exact method for honey. I put the jar in warm water. I get ready to dump it when it's liquefied. Now honey never goes bad. It can crystallize so it can look really, really hard and like you can never ever get it to move again. But after it's warmed up, it'll liquefy. An example of this is in the Great Pyramids, way down in the tombs. They opened one up and they found some honey from ancient times that was stored there. And all they had to do was heat up that honey, and it was like any honey you'd have today. It was just crystallized and then liquefied and ready to go. It looks to be ready. So I'm going to pop this off here. And I'm going to very carefully go ahead and pour this. And I'm just going to fill it up all the way to the top. Alright, there you go guys. Here is the coconut oil. Here is the honey. I've got some salt in this shaker. But I haven't decided on the other spice blend I'm going to do yet. I'll do that this afternoon. So in the comments below, I want you guys to share your ideas with me. What spices do you put in your packs? What oils do you take? Share some ideas that I've never heard of. I'd love to get that information. Maybe you know something I've never heard of. And that could help me or a bunch of people out. So rate, comment, subscribe. I'm going to finish doing this. And I'll talk to you guys later.